This is my American-made Fender Strat, which is sunburst in colour with a rose wood fretboard, and that's perfect for me. That's exactly what I wanted. And yeah, this is the one I use on stage. This is the one I used a lot in the album. The whole of the first album was used with this. Some of the second album was used with this, and a lovely Ibanez. But this is my baby.
So there we have it. I've just finished recording all my vocals for the album. I'm a bit hoarse at the moment. So yeah, I think it came out alright. I'm hoping. Obviously I won't find out until I, do the final mix and that. But here's praying that the vocals turn out a-okay. So we shall see, and we'll see how badly I wail on the record.
Vocally, I just kind of did the best I could. Really, I sort of tried to do as much as I possibly could in the album. I show off as much as I can with some gruffness, some smooth stuff, a couple of high notes here and there, just to see, as much as I could possibly draw out myself. Right?
Well, when we were working on the album early on, we were looking at the track listing and working out which tracks were going to go where, and we had, we had a track that was going to make it, but it didn't quite make it, and some of us were sad about it and whatever, and but we ended up with the idea of just jamming out a track, which turned out to be Man Without a Plan.
Man Without a Plan was one of those tracks where basically, like as Rich was saying, we're going to have a track that was, we weren't really sure which track was going to end up on the album. So anyway, I said, look, we're a track short. I said, I'll program a drum track. Steph, can you just go mad on it? Do whatever you want to do, but just be mindful that there's going to be a chorus and there's going to be verses or whatever. And then Man Without a Plan was born. Rich did his bass over the top, double tracked the guitars, and then I wrote one verse and the rest I improvised because I just thought, I know where this is going, and that song, the vocals, all that were done in one take, one go. Improvised stuff, that was it. Same for the bass, same for the guitars, one take, one go. Same for the drums, and I think it's fun because it's like a mystery track. Because we've all done this track, but even we don't know it yet. So when I played Steph the final cut, if you will, he wasn't really sure what to expect because he didn't know what the vocals were going to sound like. He didn't know what the bass was going to be or the drums. So that was kind of the fun of it. It's a real mystery track, and it's something a bit kind of risky for us.
We didn't want to do Girlfriend is a Werewolf. I made that decision. I think I was the only one that didn't want to do it, purely because it was written a long time ago in a different kind of style band that we were trying to do, and I didn't think it fit with the album, but I know a lot of people like it, which is why we'll still do it live, but I just thought it was better to leave it off the album. It was replaced with a song that we jammed out to, Russ put a beat down and I just had a little riff that I'd come up with a few weeks before, and I just put on the top, and it seemed to work alright. And thus, Man Without a Plan was born.
Steph just came up with something, and we all just kind of chipped in, and I think it worked out really well. It was a good experience to just hear it and get on with it really, and not. I mean, you can tell probably that there isn't, things, from my perspective, it isn't. I mean, I could have done things differently, but I mean that's the beauty of it in a way, because we just got on with it, and that's what you get. You get what we gave you, really. And I think it turned out really good. One of the best tracks on the album, I think.
I think back on the road again is a way of saying we're back, we're bigger than ever. Here's a new album. This is how it starts. This is how it's going to finish. It's just going to be consistently badass from start to finish. No holding back, no pulling punches. Original titles for the album, amongst a billion titles that we jokingly came up with that we won't mention, were going to be either Flame Grilled, which was my idea, which I liked, which we might use for a later one, because I had this idea of having a steak with the Gecko logo kind of like branded into it. Other ideas were Fired Up, because me and Steph both said that the second album should be just boom, balls to the wall, heavy, out there, call it Fired Up. So this is in the vein of Fired Up. We are definitely fired up for this album, but we thought the new title, 3 Dead at Sundown, originally that was a script for a western that I was writing, which was originally called 2 Dead at Sundown. Hence the 2 would be because there's 2 members. Then when Rich joined, we were like, well, I think we should call it, Steph said, that's a great title for an album. And I said, well, now Rich is here, we can call it 3 Dead at Sundown. So, there you go.
But the main thing that got this album done on time, perfectly, was the fact that I had a little stash of Oreos next to me that whole time, thanks to Russ. He knew. And that gave me the energy, spiritualism, is that a word? Now. And yeah, that was it. That's what did it. That's why this album is going to sell millions.
Alright. This is the kit that I used to record the album. This is the beautiful Yamaha Stage Custom. See that there? Stage Custom. Nouveau kit with Nouveau lugs and that. It's a beautiful kit. It's a lovely kit. It was about £700-800 when I bought it. Brand new. It's the album we use on. It's a drum kit that we use on the album. And these are the very sticks that I used on the album also. These are Who drumsticks. See that, the Who there? See there? If you can look, you can see. I can't even see which one's there. There it is. There's my hero right there. There's Key. For the snare, I was debating using a Tama snare, but I do like this one. This is the new head that I have got. It's Yamaha Stage Custom snare drum. It's got a lovely ring to it. A bit of dampening here and there, but other than that, see that stuff in the drum. Except on Mad Dog, I use these, which are lovely brush sticks. You can do cool things like this. Can you show us a bit of chest hair?
No.
Let's see some chest hair.
No. I'm wearing the right shirt for it as well, but no.
Hey!
No. No.
I love everything on the album. I mean, Steph's guitaring is second to none, and he I think he would make a lot of his idols proud by the way he plays. This album, all the stuff we do, it could come off as like a demo reel for our playing, I think, because we really just show all our best cards. So we do the best we can. I'm not saying it's amazing, but we really do the best we can on this album, and I think this is the best kind of personification of what we're about. So I think Steph really went all out on it, and it definitely shows. And same for Rich as well. Night and Day is like one of those funny tracks, because it's always the tracks that you plan out for months and months usually end up pretty cool, but occasionally you'll get one and you'll just toss it together and it'll be done in, you know, a very short space of time, and then that'll be the one that you all suddenly love. So Night and Day is a little bit like that. We do love that track, and that was pretty much, I wrote the lyrics and had the tune in mind, and then Steph kind of came up with this this sort of riff. I said, play that riff, let me sing it and see if it fits, and that's it, it fit. And then we just added a bit of a little bit of percussion in there and some wacky solos and that, and a bit of fun kind of harmony and high singing and stuff like that, and just sort of came together, and that's the fun of the track. It's just always, you know, kind of a positive attitude towards it, and a positive kind of feeling when we're doing it. You get a good vibe when we're recording and that, and everyone's having a good time, everyone's having a laugh, and you know, it's just it's the fun of being in the studio, and I really do enjoy it. I enjoy it as much as I do when I'm, you know, on the road when we're doing gigs and that, but it's a different kind of enjoyment. There's a little bit more pressure, a little bit more stress, because you know that if you do a bad gig you can cover it up the next week or the next night, but when you do a studio thing you have to make sure that you nail it, because this is the one that's going to last forever. Rich is quite like deceptive sometimes, because he'll look at you with a track and he'll play a track and he'll kind of like listen to his bass and laugh and go, oh, it's sluggish, or I'm not sure what I'm doing on this one, or I don't know about that, or what am I doing there, and he'll kind of give you this kind of bluffing image that he's unsure of his playing, or he doesn't know what he's doing. Maybe he is unsure, maybe he doesn't know what he's doing, but when you listen to it, he's in there all the time, he's right there in the pocket, and he knows exactly what he's doing most of the time, and it's just as I say, it's like Steph's guitar, and it's consistent. You know what I mean? That's what you want. You want it to be good all the way through, and that's what I like about the album. And I think their work, you know, really shines through.